Maria, and we are back with more reactions. So this one is a bit different. I received this request in the comments. I thought it was rather interesting. I didn't know it was a video I could look up. The person who requested it thought, you know what, you might like this. This is the top 10 Daytona 500 crashes. So NASCAR related, and I imagine, right? Because isn't that the Daytona 500? I'm pretty sure it's NASCAR. So we're gonna take a look at this. Obviously, with this something like this, I probably don't have like links for you to show support, but I will put the original link in the video description box below, or the general description box below, for you to take a look at. Also, as well as if you want to support me or show me some love and support, that'll be in the description box below as well, because you know you want to. But that being said, I don't think it's gonna have a copyright issue. I hope it doesn't. If it does, I'll reload it with the filters, and then if you're following me on Patreon, tier level 2 and up. But yeah, like I'm very interested in this one. It's a little bit of a longer video, so I'm gonna get right into it. But yeah, like, it's different. I like different. It's a new thing to review, so let's do it. Oh.
With men who mark fate at the wheel. They continue in any condition. Every man for himself.
Wow.
Number 10.
He's doing this for someone else.
Here goes the pass. Gordon making a move on the inside of Earnhardt. Oh, Jarrett's loose.
Oh.
Down the back straightaway. Big trouble. Earnhardt out. And for the 19th time, Lady Luck deals a bad hand.
19th time? Wait, hold on. This has happened to that particular car 19 times? I need to know who their auto body shop is, because 19 times I would not have guessed that. Okay, and so it says Dale Earnhardt crash.
Deals a bad hand to Earnhardt.
What a pile of grit. Earnhardt is in the car. He's barking instructions to the crew. If Earnhardt can make one lap or two, it's an absolute miracle.
Jeff Gordon tried to pass Dale Earnhardt on the inside. The air just pushed Earnhardt over into the outside wall. Dale Jarrett couldn't get slowed down quick enough. Ernie Irvan goes right under Earnhardt. I thought they were back there ready to load that car on the wrecker. I thought that's what was waiting on, and first thing I knew, Dale Earnhardt was driving it down pit road.
Number 9.
Oh.
And Harvick's getting a run off turn 4. It's going to be a drag race all the way back to the start-finish line. No caution. They're side by side, right to the line. Big crash. Here they come. Checkered flag. Harvick. Kevin Harvick wins Daytona 500. We got one car on his roof coming across the start-finish line.
Oh, it caught fire.
Boyer's on fire.
Did he get out okay?
Jeff Gordon's wrecked.
And they are still wrecking. Montoya, Stremme, Kenseth, Biffle, Marlin, Carl Edwards, Casey Mears all crashed on the final lap.
Okay, I am not knowledgeable on NASCAR, okay? Which is what I assume this is. This is Kevin Harvick. Okay. I don't follow Daytona. I don't follow NASCAR. How are these things designed? Why, like, I don't think there's actually any doors on these cars, because I don't see a door handle. So do they just climb in and out of these cars from the window and, like, Dukes of Hazzard it? Like, I don't know. I truly don't know. It's scary for me to see that there's fire coming out of the front of the car, and it's like in the windshield. That would scare the bejesus out of me. That's and like, he's so casually getting out of the car. Did you see how like just very nonchalant. He got out of the car. Look at
Montoya,
this.
Stremme, Kenseth, Biffle, Marlin.
Like it's another day. Another day at the office, honey.
Crashed on the final lap. Until now, 1976 and 79 were the wildest Daytona 500 finishes ever. New one for the record books.
Number 8.
Ow.
Earnhardt and number 75 Bonnet trailing behind.
Earnhardt again.
Allison in the second position.
Bad trouble, bad trouble.
Okay, a terrible crash. Richard Petty's car has turned over 7 or 8 times coming off turn 4 and was just struck by another car. It's one of the most violent accidents we've ever seen.
It was one of the worst accidents we've seen here in quite a while, Chris. And it looked like it might have been tagged by the car number
Look at that,
73.
man. That's
Third
like
Barkdahl.
all
You
the
can see
tires
Petty's car
flew
just
out. Those axles went right
running
attached
over
with
up
it.
against the wall, and other cars coming in. There's Barkdahl hitting him as he came by, and the Eddie Beerswall car hitting one of the tires that came off the car.
One of the tires, I saw 2.
That looks like the crash at
See, there's one. There's the other one. I saw 2.
That's the fuel cell that has come out of Petty's car. It was broken loose.
It's amazing, you know, that
Wait, that's the fuel cell? Where the fuel goes. It flew off the car? I'm reconsidering the body shop thing. I would figure that stays attached to the car. Maybe not. Maybe it's like the right thing that it comes off, right? Because we don't want it to blow up the car and the person in it. That's insane to me. And here's my thing, like, I don't follow NASCAR. The Daytona 500, is that like the Super Bowl of NASCAR? I don't know if it is or isn't. I'm genuinely asking because I don't know much about this particular sport. I've heard of it. I don't know much about it. So I don't know. Is Daytona 500, like, what's the Super Bowl race of NASCAR? Like, what's the equivalent? I don't know.
so ripped out of the car, there was no fire. That shows that the safety precautions built into these cars by NASCAR are really working.
Oh, okay. So that is a safety precaution.
Here's the latest report on Richard Petty. He has a broken right ankle, is in stable condition, and is being taken to the Halifax hospital. The other drivers involved in the
Broken
incident,
right ankle?
Alan
Oh,
Kowicki,
gosh,
Phil
no.
Barkdahl, Eddie Beerswell, Brett Bodine, and A.J. Foyt have been released from the Infield Medical Center here at the Daytona International Speedway.
Number 7.
All that happened on lap 2. And now, under caution, Juan Pablo Montoya has crashed and gone aflame.
Holy cow, what happened?
We just got a report that he was complaining about a bad vibration in every gear.
No, Larry, he just slammed
hit
into
the jet dryer.
I think he slammed into the jet dryer.
They're trying to clear debris off the racetrack, and the car brakes, won't steer, and he slides up the track and into the back of that surplus helicopter jet engine on a trailer used to dry the racetrack.
Larry, Mike, I saw sparks coming out from the car as if it had a tire down or something.
Wow.
What an incredible turn of events. What
causes that?
Oh my gosh.
And all that spilled jet fuel found something hot to ignite it. Safety workers quickly on the scene. And this is a bizarre twist to this Daytona 500.
Right? Like, you would not expect those guys to get hit, right?
We heard you say in your radio transmission that you felt a vibration. What in the heck happened?
But I told him I left the pit stop and I felt a really weird vibration. We were with the pack, and every time I got on the gas, it vibrated. So I came back in, they checked all the rear end, they said it was okay. And I got into the back straight, and we were going fourth gear, but we we're not even going that fast. And every time I got on the gas, the rear was, like, I could feel the rear really squeezing, and I got on the brakes, travel up. And while I was telling the spotter to have a look how the rear was moving, the car just turned right.
Juan, I also asked you talked to the gentleman who was in the jet dryer. He was in the ambulance with you as well, right?
Yeah, he was okay. You know, he just looks pretty scared. Put it that way.
Yeah, of course he's going to be scared. You blew up his truck. You blew up his truck. Yeah, he's going to be scared. Look at that. Look at all that fire. And so, okay, so I guess during the race, are these guys come out and clean up the track? Is that right? I'm not sure, so I really am asking. And nobody is supposed to be on it. So the Montoya, he wasn't supposed to be on the track while they were cleaning up. Like I guess I don't understand why he was out there if the cleaning crew was out there. Yeah, I know I'm asking a lot of questions. I don't follow this sport, so if I'm asking a lot of questions, I'm sorry, but y'all can help me out.
All right.
Yeah, he was okay. You know, he just looks pretty scared. Put it that way.
All right, thanks. We're so glad you're all right.
Yeah, you know, to be honest with you, it's tough. You know, we're running a really smart race. You know, everybody in the target shape really did a good job today, and just move on to finish.
All right, thank you, Juan.
Thank you.
He looks disappointed.
Trouble off trouble.
Oh.
Newman slams the wall. Man comes Schrader, and Newman is in the air and over.
All that tire, axles, all that just flew right off.
Rear end ripped from the car.
Look at that thing lift up, Larry.
I've never seen that.
That's 3,400 pounds, folks. Just lifting up in the air like a feather.
And the right rear wheel digs into the dirt and tears the whole rear end loose from the car.
Yeah, if the tire hadn't come off of the wheel, it probably wouldn't have turned over like that. But once the tire came off, and it dug in and flipped it. Let's watch her here and see what happens. Oh, Kenny Schrader got out of control, got into him. Oh, that's what happened, Mike. His right rear tire came off. Car goes airborne. Then when it hits the ground, it digs in and just rips it apart.
Looking at Dale Jarrett's car. What a sight to see out your windshield. There you see Ryan Newman right there.
Oh yeah, he waved to the crowd. All right, buddy.
What a ride.
Number 5.
A while ago, we saw Jarrett and Earnhardt were capable of pull away a little bit. They're trying to bring it in. Trouble behind Rusty Wallace is turning over.
Oh,
Was 20 feet in the air, spinning, crashing.
Well, I'll tell you, when they're running that close together and jockeying around position, you just know that things like this.
How are they surviving this? I am like so fascinated right now. How are they? They're walking away. Like, how strapped down are they? I don't think there's enough research I can do prior to any of this to understand the rules of this game or like the safety precautions and all of that. So I'm miffed at that, because that's like, in a normal circumstance, if I saw something like that happen in the middle of a highway, I would think that person would not survive. Like, it's a miracle that they do. But I feel like in every crash that we've seen here, they've been some pretty horrific crashes, and everybody's able to walk away. So there must be something that they're doing in terms of safety to prevent them from, dying. No other way to say that. So, I mean, I'm like fascinated right now. I really am. I'm probably acting like such a girl right now, and I don't care. I just don't follow the sport, so I'm asking the question.
That close together and jockeying around position, you just know that things like this are going to happen. And a very unfortunate situation for Rusty Wallace
Racing
here.
back to the line.
To the flag as Dale Jarrett moves around the Hutch Strickland car.
At the strike.
You almost feel like you're just sitting there waiting for it to happen with that big pack of cars. Unfortunately, we've seen it a couple of times. Hopefully, Rusty's okay here.
We're in Jeff Bodine's car now as he goes through there. He's had a couple of that one, accepting that a big piece of debris off of Wallace's car hit him right in the top of the windshield. There it is again.
Another angle. Looks like Derek Cope was involved in.
Yeah, he clipped the 30 car of Michael Waltrip. They got together.
That flew.
Crash.
How are they surviving all these crashes?
Yeah, and they said the minute the car stopped, Rusty hollered, "I'm okay." So he knew he needed to call those guys.
The 1989 Winston Cup champion, Rusty Wallace, walks away from the remains of that car. Unbelievable.
Number 4.
Wow.
It's the big one. It's what we've all been fearing. This kind of racing is going to happen.
A horrible crash on the straightaway that began when Tony Stewart got turned sideways against the backstretch wall number 20.
Oh no, and it's on fire.
And
I think
everybody
back up and look at it again. I think that the 4 and the 20 may have been that started that.
Stewart was the first car sideways. See why.
Here's the 4 got into the back of Ward Burton, I believe.
And then Burton's 22 got into Stewart. And everybody scrambles.
That car is taking.
Did everybody crash? I mean, look at all the cars that crashed.
Right there. See, Ward Burton got pushed around by that car, and that's the 4 car.
And he got in the back of Tony Stewart. Of course, Tony Stewart going airborne here.
And it was Ward Burton's car being sideways that blocked up the track for everybody behind him.
Boy, and it gets hit by every car in the field, seems like, and Tony Stewart's car just took a whale of a ride.
Now here from the blimp.
I mean, there's cars going under Stewart's car while he's in midair.
Yeah. That must be at least 30 cars in that wreck.
3 wide inside, 3 wide, 3 wide. Clear into the 14.
My goodness.
That is something a driver never wants to hear.
4 times I made it through. I flapped out the tire. I made it through. And 4, bud. We'll put 4 on.
And Tony Stewart goes for one of the wildest rides in recent memory at Daytona.
This is number 3.
At 300 miles, 25 cars are out of the race. Blown engines, oil leaks, steering trouble, burned clutch, broken axle, and wrecks. Number 25 snags the guardrail on the backstretch and literally explodes. Caught by flying metal, Pappy Crane and Chevrolet number 58 spins out and rolls. Crane is all right, but Tom Herbert is injured and must be helped from the wrecked Thunderbird.
Oh no.
The engine of his car was thrown 25 feet. While the track is blocked, another...
You know what's so, when it's an older clip, the commentators are, they sound like they're from a different era versus what you hear on commentary today. Like, you could just hear how different commentary was back then versus now. They're like, the engine was thrown 25 feet. Where you wouldn't hear that, you know, said that way in today's day.
Of his car was thrown 25 feet.
See what I mean?
While the track is blocked, another set of pit stops turns positions inside out. Junior Johnson changes tires again as Lee Petty roars in.
Number 2.
Ryan Blaney up behind Ryan Newman trying to get him to Hamlin.
Newman backed up to Blaney. Big run coming here.
To the inside, Newman to the front.
Nothing Denny Hamlin could do. What can Ryan Blaney now do? Here comes a push from Denny Hamlin. Oh, this thing's not over yet. Not at all.
Ryan Newman off turn 4 for the final time. Blaney to the outside. To the inside.
Oh, no.
Here comes Hamlin up the outside.
Oh.
Crash into the wall, into the air. Goes Newman.
Upside down.
In a shower of sparks on his roof. Ryan Newman comes
Oh.
across the line for it.
My bones hurt, y'all.
Scoring unofficial between Hamlin and Blaney as far as who crossed the finish line first.
Ouch.
Newman got turned, went up in the air. As he came down, was hit by another car and launched skyward, coming down on his roof. The AMR safety team is there quickly to attend to Ryan Newman.
This is number 1.
I gotta say, my bones hurt, y'all. My bones hurt. My goodness. It's painful and fascinating to watch, and after all of this, I really think I'm gonna need some aspirin or Tylenol or Motrin or Aleve or something. I'm gonna need some ice. I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I need some ice. Let's watch the last one. Oh my gosh. This has been wild. Okay, so this is supposed to be the top crash of the Daytona 500s. I don't know who's it involving, but I'm almost terrified to watch it.
The challenge for second place up on turn 2. We've got a wreck.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. What a crash, Pete. I don't think I've ever seen one this bad. Looks like a Ford. Car number 60. I don't know how in the world the following cars managed to avoid him. One of them came well inside on the grass to avoid making contact with some of the flying debris. Car number 60, Maynard Troyer, 32-year-old rookie from Spencerport, New York, flipped an incredible number of times. I have no idea how many times it was, but I think perhaps the fact that the car remained remarkably intact is quite a story in itself. Here he comes down off the banking, Keith, and the smoke is from his tires locked up. He's on the brakes. He obviously had some sort of trouble that sent him into a slide. And he hits the apron. The car starts a slow, lazy side-over-side roll. It looks like it's not too bad at this point, but then as it proceeds down the track, it starts to snap roll and tumble over and over and over again. Wheels and other parts fly off the car. This is one of the reasons why the side glass window has been taken out and the mesh replaced, because the glass does not get on the track. There, a big piece of the car is over. Notice that the roll cage.
I'm sorry. I count 27 times. 20, I would be dead. 27 times is what I counted. I don't know if I'm counting it correctly, but that's what I counted. 27 times that car flipped. What the world?
Does not get on the track. There, a big piece of the car is over. Notice that the roll cage is doing its job. The top has not come down on the driver. The body, the shell is intact, and Troyer is in there. His safety straps holding him where he belongs.
Safety straps. So there are measures on the inside. Okay, I couldn't imagine there wouldn't be. I would die. If somebody flipped 30 times on the highway and they're not like strapped with a safety strap, and I think that's probably more than a seatbelt, right? That person would likely not survive the crash. So it's amazing that so many of these guys walked away. Like, I don't think we saw one where someone actually passed away, although I'm sure it's probably happened. Those safety features didn't come out of nowhere, I'm sure. We did see one get injured. I would think that the one that got injured would be like number 1, because there was an injury involved. But then at the same time, I mean, if we're looking at the crash itself and not the injury, just the crash, I mean, flipping almost 30 times, I think I would categorize that as a really terrible crash. Oh, that was fascinating. I like stuff like this. This is interesting because it's just brings up so many questions and conversation, and I really hope you guys are gonna help me answer some of those questions in the comments below, because I'm truly intrigued. Like, what are some of these precautions? What are some of the safety features? There's just so much that's happening in this video. Like, I don't even know where to begin, but it's like crazy how they're walking away from these horrific crashes where tires are flying, engines are dropping, fuel cells or tanks or whatever are disengaging, like whatever the case may be. Like, they've really put thought into this. I don't imagine you could drive that same type of vehicle on a regular street. I don't think it's designed. I think it's designed specifically for a track, right? You couldn't drive that on the street. I don't think I'd want to see that driven on the street, if I'm being honest with you, because I think the road rage might be real. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one. If you guys like the content, you already know what to do. And, you want to do it. So, description box below. Just saying. Anyway, live your lives fabulously, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.